internet, my name is Lave and I watched The Aftermath. I can't say the title of this film without thinking of Dr. Dre, so I do apologise. Anyway, this one is directed by James Kent, who is the guy behind Testament of Youth, a World War I drama. This one is a World War II drama set 5 months after VE Day as Rachel, an English woman, arrives in Hamburg to meet Lewis, her husband, a British colonel helping to rebuild the ruined city. But with his job keeping him so busy, Rachel is left at home in the house they've requisitioned with the hunky German owner, Stefan, and it all gets a bit steamy. So yeah, this film is your standard affair, pun intended. It's another period drama from Keira Knightley, who does what she does, trademark pout and all. Her character and her husband, played by Jason Clarke in this, have a wedge between them, which the film only teases us about throughout the first and second act, which does come to a head in the third act, I will give the film that, but for the most part it's playing up the fact that she's really upset that her husband has to work all the time and leave her living on her own. And I didn't really buy into that, because after all, if he didn't want her there, then why has he invited her out to live with her? And it's kind of quite hard to feel sorry for Keira Knightley's character. I know she's living in a strange land and she's away from home, but it's quite hard to feel sorry for someone who's living in this really luxurious house and gets all upset when her husband has to go out and work and spoils her dinner party plans. It's like, oh, boo-hoo. And then you've got Alexander Skarsgård as Stefan, a German architect who's grieving the loss of his wife and is forced to give up his house, but Lewis does give him the option of staying in the house and living upstairs and living with them, so it's not the worst situation to be in. I think the most interesting thing about his character is the relationship that he has with his daughter Frida, who isn't adjusting so well to all of the changes. Now, what I'm about to say might be considered a mild spoiler. Believe me, it is a mild spoiler. I'm not going to talk about the way the film ends in any way. It's all about his relationship with his daughter Frida, who, as I say, isn't adjusting so well to all of the changes, and she actually gets involved with a guerrilla group of Hitler supporters. And the film never makes it clear whether her father, Stefan, is aware of that or if he even cares about that. And you would think in this troubling time he would want to know about that. I mean, he does say that his daughter is his world and that he loves her, but it doesn't make it clear whether he knows that she's going off and she's getting involved with this little radical group. So that bugged me as well. So essentially, I didn't really care about the film's two central characters. I thought they were both quite self-centered, and when their affair just happens, I didn't really care about that either. I wasn't rooting for them. If anything, I felt quite sorry for Jason Clarke's character, Lewis. I just think the film missed a lot of opportunities for some genuinely compelling drama. I've already mentioned the relationship between Stefan and his daughter Frida, and it just doesn't seem to answer any of those questions. But it also didn't make me question the motives of Stefan's character in general. Did he really love Keira Knightley's character, or was he just swooning her to try and get his papers so that he can leave the country as quick as possible? That's a really interesting question, and again, it doesn't explore that at all. And when the inevitable happens and their affair is exposed, how does that affect Jason Clarke's character, who we know is actually morally a good guy but is feeling guilty about some of the stuff that he's done during the war? How does it make him feel now that a German is sleeping with his wife? That's a really interesting question, and surely is going to lead to some conflict. And again, the film just doesn't go there. I was expecting way more conflict and a lot more twists and a lot more passion, and the film just doesn't deliver. The production values are good though. This being produced by Ridley Scott's production company, it looks great and really benefits from location shooting in Germany and Prague, I believe, with some good authentic looking costume designs. So it's a good looking film, but much like its main characters, it looks pretty, but it's pretty shallow. I also had an issue with the way the film portrays Germans as victims of the war. On more than one occasions, it makes a point of saying that Hamburg was bombed more in 4 days than London was throughout the entirety of the war. Now, while the firestorms that were created in Hamburg was a tragedy, I didn't like the fact that it was suggesting that that was way worse than the Blitz and all of the other places and all of the other things that Germans did throughout the war. And as a grandson of an RAF crew member, it just didn't sit well with me. So that's my thoughts on The Aftermath, and pause the video if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker now. It's a very run-of-the-mill affair story. It very much feels like a made-for-TV movie, but with a big Hollywood budget. I actually had a choice to go and see this or Can You Ever Forgive Me, and I chose wrong. I thought I'll go and see a new release as opposed to a film that's been out for a little while, and I'm regretting it. So thanks very much for watching this review. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought down in the comments, and as always, thanks very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you can, give it a like, and don't forget to share the lave. Aftermath.
Subscribe.